Guys, you're not going to believe this, but we are diving deep into some of the biggest health lies of our time, and how people like Barbara O'Neill, RFK Jr., and other health experts were banned for exposing them. This isn't just about health, it's about billionaires, celebrities, governments, and how they're all tied into a web of lies to control us. These aren't just wild theories, there is hard evidence behind these claims, and we are going to break it all down for you. So let's get started, because this story is crazy and more relevant now than ever. Okay, so the first name we need to talk about is Bill Gates. Yep, the same guy who brought us Windows and made billions. Turns out, he's not just into tech anymore. Gates has been throwing his money into food, health, and even vaccines. Sounds great, right? A billionaire trying to help the world? But let's look closer. Remember those fake meat products like lab-grown beef? There is this image from a 2024 study that links him to heart failure and deaths. Gates has been funding these fake meats and they are being marketed as sustainable and healthy, but the reality? They are packed with inflammatory seed oils and engineered to strip away real nutrition. It's less about saving the planet and more about making money and keeping people dependent on big pharma for the health problems these food cause. And it's not just about food. Did you know Gates owns over 240,000 acres of farmland across the US? Yep, that's more farmland than any other private owner. Why does one man need that much land to control what's grown and how it's produced? This isn't about feeding the world, it's about controlling the food supply and in turn, the people who rely on it. This also ties into a larger issue, monopolizing agriculture to dictate global food standards while undermining traditional and local farming. Now, let's talk about Hollywood celebrities. They're in on this too. Look at their partnership with fast food chains and sugary drink brands. There is a meme going around showing how every single McDonald's French fry comes from genetically modified potatoes grown on Bill Gates' farms. Every single one. And yet, these celebs want us to believe they are role models for health. Seriously, and it gets worse. Gates even signed a $1.1 billion AI deal with Coca-Cola. That's right, the king of sugary drinks is now tied up with a tech billionaire. Do you see the pattern here? These people aren't promoting health, they are selling lies to profit off your sickness. Celebs lend their faces to unhealthy brands, normalizing consumption of harmful products, while claiming to care about their audience's well-being. Is hypocrisy at its finest. Even worse, these celebrities often promote unhealthy lifestyle choices under the guise of health campaigns. Take those flashy soda commercials featuring super fit stars or burger ads with models. The message is clear, you can eat and drink this junk and still look amazing. It's all about illusion. They sell you a dream, but the reality is obesity, diabetes, and a host of other health issues. They don't care about the long-term impact on their fans' health, they only care about their paycheck. Meanwhile, these same celebs partner with fitness and wellness brands, sending a confusing message to their followers. It's a clever trap. Promote junk food to make you unhealthy and then sell you expensive solutions to fix the damage. It's a cycle of deception, profit, and manipulation. We are seeing a multi-billion-dollar machine where Hollywood, big food, and big pharma work together to keep people trapped in poor health while presenting themselves as heroes. The truth is, Hollywood's role in this deception is massive, and it's time we call it out. The celebs we idolize are part of a system that profits off our ignorance and dependence. It's not about your health, it's about their wealth. The more we consume their lies, the more we stay stuck in the system. They are designed to control us. Let's shift gears to Barbara O'Neill, a health expert who got banned for exposing these lies. Barbara's message was simple. Health doesn't come from pills or processed food. It comes from sunlight, clean water, whole foods, and proper rest. She also emphasized the dangers of mainstream health advice backed by corporations. One of her controversial claims was about sunscreen. She exposed how most sunscreens are filled with toxic chemicals like oxybenzone, which disrupt hormones and could even contribute to cancer. Her advice? Skip the toxic sunscreens and use natural sun protection like clothing or shade instead. But Big Pharma didn't like this. See, companies make billions selling you products that supposedly protect you but actually harm you in the long run. They don't want people like Barbara waking us up to the truth, so they banned her. Barbara's holistic approach, which focuses on prevention and natural remedies, stands in stark contrast to the dependency-based model pushed by these companies. Another name we need to mention here is Robert F. Kennedy Jr., also known as RFK Jr. RFK is a big advocate for natural health and has been calling out billionaires like Gates for years. He's been outspoken about how Gates profits from vaccines and processed foods while promoting a vision of health that's fake and harmful. RFK's approach is so refreshing. He believes in empowering people with clean food, exercise, and personal responsibility. But guess what? The system hates this because it doesn't make them money. RFK once said, "The system isn't designed to protect us, it's designed to profit off us." Let that sink in. In one instance, RFK highlighted how Gates' investments in synthetic food and pharmaceutical designs creates a dangerous dependency cycle. People are fed unhealthy products, get sick, and then turn to the same billionaires for solutions. It's a never-ending loop for profit for the elite. And what about the obesity crisis? There's a graph showing how obesity has skyrocketed over the last 4 decades. This didn't happen by accident. It's a result of processed foods, sugary drinks, and all the junk promoted by corporations and celebs. Who benefits? Big pharma and billionaires who sell you pills for the very problems they caused. Look at the fast food giants and their deep connections to influential figures. Gates and others have poured billions into processed food industries that thrive on addictive junk loaded with sugar, chemicals, and seed oils. These are the very ingredients fueling diseases like diabetes and heart problems. It is a calculated cycle, and the evidence is staring us in the face. Now, this is where it gets even more insane. Gates and others like him are tied to the vaccine industry. Vaccines are supposed to save lives, right? But Gates has turned them into a billion-dollar profit machine. With no liability for injuries and guaranteed demand from government mandates, vaccines have become a business strategy, not just a public health tool. Barbara O'Neill and RFK Jr. both tried to point this out, but their voices were silenced. If you ask too many questions about the safety of vaccines or the influence of billionaires on public health, you get labeled as anti-science and banned. Why? Because the truth threatens their profits. Gates' heavy investments in vaccine development align with this overarching strategy: create a system where the masses depend on elite controlled solutions. It's not about protecting people, it's about controlling them through carefully designed narratives. Let's not forget the fake sustainability narrative. Celebs and billionaires love to talk about saving the planet, but it's all a cover. From fake meat to lab-grown fruits to AI partnerships with junk food giants, it's all about keeping us dependent on their system. One example: the lab-grown meat we mentioned earlier is marketed as a solution to climate change, but studies show it's linked to heart failure. And who funds this stuff? You guessed it, Gates and his billionaire buddies. Even the push for plant-based diets often ignores the reliance on ultra-processed products that lack real nutritional value, further entrenching people into a cycle of poor health. And then there's the censorship. Whenever someone like Barbara O'Neill speaks up, they get deplatformed. It's not just about banning individuals, it's about silencing a movement that says we don't need billionaires to tell us how to be healthy. The censorship goes beyond social media. Health experts who challenge the mainstream narrative are blacklisted from conferences, medical journals, and even public discussions. It's an orchestrated effort to ensure that only the elite-approved version of health reaches the public. These bans are often justified under the guise of public safety, but the real intent is to suppress inconvenient truths. Think about this. Every time a figure like Barbara or RFK Jr. tries to share studies or data contradicting the corporate narrative, it's labeled as misinformation. They are demonetized, discredited, and erased from platforms where millions of people could hear their message. The goal? To ensure that dissenting voices never gain traction and the public remains unaware of the full picture. The censorship isn't just unethical, it's dangerous. It creates a false sense of consensus where people believe there's only one truth about health, vaccines, or food. In reality, the truth is far more complex, but the elite don't want us asking questions. The fight against censorship is not just about free speech, it's about the right to access diverse perspectives and make informed decisions about our own health. So, what's the takeaway? The people controlling our food, health, and information aren't doing it to help us, they are doing it to profit off us. From Gates controlling farmland to celebs promoting fake health products to governments mandating vaccines, it's all part of the same game, a game where they win and we lose. But here's the thing, we don't have to play their game. By listening to people like Barbara O'Neill and RFK Jr., we can take back control of our health. We can eat real food, question the narrative, and stop supporting companies and celebrities that profit off our problems. By seeking out unfiltered information and making conscious choices, we can reclaim our autonomy, stay informed, stay critical, and most importantly, stay healthy. Guys, if this blew your mind, hit the like button and share this with everyone you know. Let's wake people up to the truth. And if you want more deep dives like this, don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Stay vigilant, stay strong. Peace.